we are going to be really talking about going deep, unlocking ourselves, and we're going to be talking about unleashing your superpower so that you can become the heroine or hero of your own story. So let's give it up for Debra!
All right, I want everybody to put everything down, close your eyes.
No.
I want you to go to your favorite place. That place that brings you joy and happiness. For me, it's sitting on a beach with the sun on my face and the waves hitting the rocks and the shore. For you, it may be a cafe in Paris or walking through the woods. Wherever it is, take yourself there right now. I want you to start at the top of your head, start pushing down all thoughts. Move your neck around, get it loose, your shoulders. Push down to your waist. All the worries about going home and what's happening there. Push all the way down to your feet, all that tension. Push it out your toes, and I want you to pull into yourself right now. Peace and joy. Pull up to your knees, happiness, love. Up to your shoulders, empowerment. All the way to your head. Now I want you to imagine that you're sitting in a place called your sweet spot. You are now sitting where you have achieved everything you thought you would ever achieve. You've done all the good things. You're living the life that you dreamed of. Open your eyes. How do we do that? We unleash our superpowers. And it's not working. All right. We do this by doing so many things, but maybe you did it by climb every mountain. Maybe you've searched every sea and followed every rainbow till you found your dream. I went the wrong way. So, how do we find those dreams? Like I said, superpowers. I'm looking out there and I see some of you people going, I don't have no superpowers. Oh yeah, you do. You may have 1, 2, 3, you don't know. I love the word become, and I chose that because I was reading this book about, one of those women. She's about 20. She's walking around like this. She doesn't want to talk to nobody. She's kind of plain. Goes to jobs she hates. And you know why she does that? Because someone in her life led her to believe. Led her to believe that she had nothing to give and no one to give it to. That there was something lacking and missing in her. Maybe you have. Maybe you have someone in your life. Maybe from your family, toxic. Even good families. Good families bring their stuff in. And they don't know how to give to you the way they need to. I know I didn't for my children because things that happened to me. But she has been led to believe that. Maybe you've been led to believe because of your race, because of your culture, because of where you live, because just someone like a bully wanted to tear you apart. I know I've been there. So here's this girl walking around. Of course then, fairy tale, she meets that guy. You know that guy. He's got that long hair, warrior type, and he leads her. He helps her to become. By the end of the story, she's flying on dragons, conquering foes and saving her people. Now, I'm sorry, it's not a fairy tale, so you get me. No cute guy, but you get me. All right. I'm going backwards again. All right. Maybe you've been led to believe that you can't do something because you're a woman. And we've been hearing about this today. Well, I got this slide. I was studying Meg Whitman back in the day. And she was the CEO of HP Enterprises. And I thought, how many women CEOs are there? Turned out 27. This goes all the way to 2020. 41. Look at the sea of blue. That horrified me. Does it horrify you to see this? women be CEOs of companies, I have no idea. This is one of my moments of becoming. This is when I was getting hooded for my doctorate in transformational leadership. And why this moment is so huge to me. Well, one, it was a whole lot of work. I would not recommend it if you haven't done it. I walked out there thinking I was less than less. Oh, Boy Scout, right? But the main reason is because I was led to believe that someone who was like me, with my problems and who I was, could never probably graduate from college, let alone do that. But I did it. I got stubborn enough to do it. When you go against what people tell you you can't do, in fact, do it because they tell you you can't do it, and you empower yourself, you can do this. Was it easy? No. Was I scared? Yeah. But you sometimes got to do it afraid. But the other reason is actually the other side.
It's the one that's all worn out.
Okay, well, it's because what I learned. And what I learned was from this man, Jack Meswell. I didn't go to college to study transformational leadership. I went for something else. But when I found out about this theory that is amazing, he studied, his wife went back to college after raising her kids. And so he studied women. And he found out a lot of things from this study. And of course, this is used in our businesses, this is used in our education system across the world. But what he found out was one thing I want to talk about was this false horizon. Why is this? It's gone. Okay, there's a beautiful, I can't find it.
Just let me know when you want to do it and I'll change it.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to get to the next slide.
Which one do you want?
It doesn't seem to be there.
This is the next slide. That's there.
Get them going. No, back. All right. Somehow they got different. I said the wrong slide. But what it's a picture of is I live across from a lake. And I sit there and I drink my coffee in the morning. And what I saw was the sky coming down in the lake. And that's called a false horizon, right, folks? A false horizon. And that's what he found was impacting these women. It didn't allow them to take the courses they needed, to go to the places they need to be, and to take the jobs that they were actually really qualified for. Because people had led them to believe that all along. Good. Back. Back. Okay, so, next one. All right, so what he found was that as children, we are impacted. So here I am, a little child here. I'm having things being told to me by bullies, families, advertising, friends, cousins, it doesn't matter, coming at me. I go down life, and I go down life, I go down life, I go down life. And I find myself an adult reacting to things and going, why'd I act like that? It's because it all started back here, and we're looking from that little child's eyes. So what I want you to do right now is to think of words that you tell yourself. Things like, I'm not strong enough, I'm too weak, I'm too bossy, I'm too controlling. Things that other people have probably told you. I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not wise enough. These kind of words. I'm going to tell you my story really quick here. And I want you to think of these words because we're going to use them in a minute. Because we're going to do what Jack Meswell says. We're going to work with critical thinking. So here I am, 5. Bully neighborhood. Told me worst possible way I was adopted. I didn't even know what the word meant. I'm 5. My parents hadn't told me. He said, you were a throwaway kid. They didn't love you. They got rid of you. Because you're dumb, stupid, and ugly. My mind busted. My parents said I cried for weeks. I would forget it, it would come back. I would forget it, it would come back over the years until I got intensive therapy that we're going to do a little bit of in a little bit. It just set the whole mindset for me at 5. 2nd grade, I had fevers I had lack of oxygen. Parents didn't take me to the hospital because of the incident at 5. I developed some brain damage where I can't do grammar, I can't do spelling, and I can't do math. I go back to school, and instead of having a teacher who would take Messel's theory and teach us each individually, all the people who were struggling, she would hold our papers up if you had a C- or less, and tack it on the wall and let the kids laugh at us.
Oh, wow.
I realize now they weren't laughing at us, but we thought they were. They were just as horrified by the behavior of this woman as we were. College. I had a professor call me in. He said to me, "You have a great mind, innovative thought. You really think out of the box and your stuff is great." And I thought, finally, someone believed in me. No. He said, "No one will ever hear what you have to say. No one will ever know what you know because you can't do spelling and grammar." I believed him. I actually believed him. I believed this guy. Have you ever in your life believed a lie that someone has told you about yourself that was so unadulterated a lie? I did, because of all this. Got married. Didn't think I was worth much, so I married an abusive man, but I thought, well, he's going to be a pastor. This is going to be okay. I get to do ministry. I get to do what I love. I go with him. He's terribly abusive. Worst mistake of my whole life, and one I will always regret because of not what it did to me, because I got strong through it. My children were really hurt and destroyed. And to this day, some of them are still struggling really bad with it. They have no contact with their dad. It's bad. So all this happened all because of this moment back here. I started thinking of myself as not being okay, not being enough, not being. Maybe you have a similar story or a far worse one. So everybody got your word? I'm not, or something you tell yourself negative. We all have it. Admit it. We all have one. Okay, on the count of 3, I want you to yell at the top of your lung your word. That way, if you yell real loud, nobody's hearing what you're saying. 1, 2, 3.
Intimidating.
Okay, now grab it in this hand. This hand is your right side of your brain. And this is actually therapy. I didn't, it works. Anyways, some people know what I'm talking about. All right, this is the side where you see a guy and you go, "Oh, wow, is he good looking? Ooh, he's looking at me." But we want to take that and put it over here where we go, "Yeah, he's pretty good looking, but you know, I'm a little leery of him. There's something bad going on." Or you want to come over here. You want to grab it in this hand where you think, "Well, you know, he's treated me bad, but it's okay. I don't deserve anything else. I'm lucky to have him." Over here, too. "I see how he treats his mama. He's out of here." We want to get the thoughts where we act emotionally, and we want to put these thoughts and these negative things into where we can look at it critically and make a plan, like Dr. Meswell said. So everybody grab it in this hand, your thought, get it real tight, throw it over to that hand, get over in this hand, throw it over to that hand, this hand, that hand, this hand, that hand, this hand, that hand, yeah! Believe it or not, I got over some really intense stuff doing that, and it really, really healed me. And today, sometimes, I really gotta do it fast. Okay. This is another thing we can do. We can rewrite our story. What we tell ourselves is so important. Look at the first one, demanding. Can you imagine what would happen if somebody walks up to you? "You're just really demanding and bossy." And you look at him and you go, thank you, I'm so excited you noticed that about me. I'm so excited. I didn't think anybody would see this quality in me. You're right, I know what I want. I go for it, and I'm determined, and no one can stop me. You can take any one of those words, and yeah, go ahead, take a picture. Any of those words and change them. So what we tell ourselves is so important. So very important. All right. Yeah, how do we get our superpowers on? Well, the Avenger team. Everybody know the Avengers?
Yes.
You got a favorite one? Okay. Well, Avengers don't have, well, let me do it this way. Okay, guys. I'm going to free you. I'm going to give you the biggest gift I can give you. Everybody say after me. I'm not perfect.
I'm not perfect.
I'm really not perfect.
I'm really not perfect.
Look at your neighbor and say, neither are you.
Neither are you.
Because we all got stuff. I got stuff.
I got stuff.
I really got stuff.
I really got stuff.
Look at your neighbor and say, you got more.
You got more.
None of us were made to be perfect, but as women, we think we have to be perfect.
Yeah.
We think we have to tell everybody and lie about what we can't do. And we need to stop that and understand that we were given certain gifts. You probably have figured this out. Our talents and our gifts are our superpowers. And this place is a perfect place to use it. Because what I can't do, and that somebody in this room probably can. And this is where we network, and this is where we join, and this is where we form our Avenger team. Because see, the Avengers don't do 100 things. We got Hulky smashes, right? We've got Iron Man. We've got the Marvels. Oh my goodness, this teenager, what's that about? And of course we have Thor with great hammer in his body, but he has a Loki. You know how your family can really take you down. Okay. All right. So we got all that going. But let's look at me. I can't do spelling and grammar. I'm writing a book. Somebody in this room, or know somebody in this room, in fact, somebody already gave me a name, does editing. They know where a semicolon and a colon goes. Believe that. Somebody does an even bigger mystery. So I get this book back. I want to be out on social media, right? They know social media. Somebody gets it. To me, it's like, oh, where do I post? How often do I post? They can get me out there. I can form my own Avenger team, and you can form your own Avenger team when you embrace, well, when you're first honest with yourself, and then you that you can't do it all, and you embrace by using other people. So everybody stand up, because they're going to make me stop. I have this. Pretend you have one. Everybody pick this tape up. Tie it. Put it around you. Tie it because you don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Blow it in the wind.
Oh, yeah. Now, get your crown. And you can put any crown. Men, you are queen for a day. So get your crown. Come on, get your crown and put it on your head. Yes. I don't see that though. Come on, get it up. There you go. All right. So when someone comes at you and they say that there is try to lead you to believe that you're not worth anything, that you're not special, that you don't have powers. You know what you do? You look at them and say, honey, I'm a superhero and a queen. Just back it off.
Yeah.
And when someone comes at you and they try to steal your dreams from you, here's what we're going to do. Everybody know the queen wave?
Yes.
You go, yeah, not that one, the other one. Okay, a little nicer, but she goes, be gone. And the reason she goes be gone is she doesn't have to listen to that. She doesn't take it in. She doesn't make it a part of her. She just sends him away because she's a queen and we are all superheroes. We are all queens. So reach inside you. Pull that superhero out. Mix it with someone else. Form your team. And remember that you are always a queen. As Oprah said, even queens, they don't even mind failure. They know it's stepping stones to greatness. And there's so much energy and greatness in this room that I just commission you to do that. But remember that where we started? When we get to that place where we know that we're doing what we were meant and we did all these steps, the best thing in the whole world is going to happen. You're going to realize that you have now become the heroine and hero of your own story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.